Hey everybody, this is Randy with Carchaeology, and this is a day I will never forget. So on the dawn of Monday, the 31st of May, we're asleep in bed, and we are awoken by a knock at the door. And I step out the door, and I see this going on down the driveway. Now, this video was taken as the fire department had finally pulled up, and so it was raging hardcore heavy before they got there, and I'm doing the very best that I possibly can with a garden hose out there in my frickin' pajamas. And I did what I could to try to keep the fire from spreading across the grass from the edge of the property to the garage. I knew I was no match for a burning car or a pile of tires and wheels against the fence, but there I am doing what I can and trying to slow down this forest fire with an eyedropper. But the fire department got there, and they made fairly quick work of getting this stuff knocked out. This video was shot by my wife. Of course, she's screaming at me, get away from there, don't get hurt. And, I kept my distance, and there was no harm to any of us or any of our animals. This is just stuff, and it's just stuff in the corner of the property. So it looks like a fire started in the shipping container in the neighbor's yard and lit everything up in there. And it came across our culvert here, got into the trees and some tires that I had up against the fence, and it just lit everything up. So we're down 2 VWs and 2 Studebaker trucks. Now they're battling with the magnesium of the engine case on the one Beetle. Now the adrenaline was certainly pumping hardcore, and it took me pretty much the whole day to mellow out from it, but the relief that was coming from seeing that it was going to stop here was fantastic. Cal Fire that came to our rescue, those guys are absolute frickin' heroes. They knocked this shit out so quick, amazing equipment. Great guys, and they really made it happen. And without that, I have no doubt whatsoever that the garage would have gone up, the house would have gone up, and it would have been a tragic day in our lives. But that didn't happen, thank God. And the aftermath of it, unfortunately, is pretty sucky. I mean, these 2 soldiers are goners, without a doubt. I like to save them. I don't like to see them go to crap. But it is what it is. Ugh. It sounds like there was a heat lamp that was on some chicks that were over here. And maybe one of their goats knocked over the heat lamp. That started a fire here where they had a little chicken pen. Then it got into the shipping container, lit the contents of that up. And then it went across the wash here into the trees. I had some tires up against the fence, and it cooked those for a bit. And then obviously completely destroyed the 2 Beetles and the Studebaker truck. Shit. All right, there you go. Damn it. So all the pretty red trucks are gone, and I'm left with the mess. So the Studebaker truck is pretty well cooked. Definitely a goner. But it does have interesting patina. The interior and stuff is pretty well done. Just done. And I had tires piled up over here. You can see all the metal cords from the tires. Those of course are cooked. The trees got some singed action going on there, and unfortunately the beetles here are a total loss. And this one was a nice car. This was my wife's car. It was a runner, although we weren't running it a lot, but we parked it over here. And then this one here belonged to a friend of mine that had passed, and I brought it here for his wife, and I'm going to break it to her that this thing's history. And history it really is. It is done. Miraculously, though, the fuel tank on this one didn't light up. I was out on this edge with a garden hose trying to put that out or keep it from going far. And but the tires cooked off of it. At one point, I saw a little flame coming through one of the trim holes, and so I slowly popped open the hood to get the hose in there and crank that out. But it's done. And that studio is probably done, but I'm ever so thankful for the fire department being able to come out here in the middle of nowhere so quickly, and I'm blown away and super happy that it didn't get into the lab and into where my most valuable things are, and the house and everything else. So a little loss, but I've got to focus on what was saved versus what went away, and be thankful that nobody got hurt. So anyway, that's my day.